Hi. Okay, sorry, I didn't know if the recording started yet. So what I want to talk about today is serious. I want most of my videos to have sort of a fun, upbeat tone, but this is something I really think needs to be addressed. I know it's been bothering me a lot lately, a lot of people in my community, my country, and internationally. So let me just get right into it because there's a lot I want to say. So last week, the Conservative Party of Canada received a foot in the mail, like a human foot. It was badly decomposed and it was published in the media. And everyone, I remember talking to my dad being like, this is so creepy. But this was right after the Miami cannibal attack. And I don't know, for some reason, the first thing I thought, and I know this probably makes zero sense, is I was like, what if some really deranged person cut off their own foot as like a political message? I don't know. That's what I thought initially when I heard it. Like someone maybe had an amputation and I don't know. So the story kept getting weirder. The Canada Post found a hand in the mail that was going to be sent to the Liberal Party of Canada, which is, if you're not familiar, is our official opposition party. So, it was scary because at this point now it's like no one cut off their hand and their foot to prove a political point. So on Thursday, I believe it was, the Thursday that just happened, police named a suspect and it came out, and I'll post the link in the comments below in the video description. What ended up happening was these two body parts were connected to a murder that had been posted on a website. I don't want to name the website because I really don't want to give this website publicity. But this website someone had posted, a video to this website that depicted a very, very graphic murder, mutilation, dismemberment, rape, and cannibalism of a body. Pretty much. It's a lot to handle. The graphic details have been revealed. I know some people have watched this video. They've actively sought it out. In my opinion, unless you're a member of the media, you are also deranged if you watch this video. Maybe I'm a little curious, but I would never actually act on that. That's just disgusting. And yeah, I would have nightmares. I'm already having nightmares about this killer, and I haven't even watched the video. So that was that. And then they announced the victim was this really, really, he seemed like a very humble Asian man who came to Montreal to study. And from then they named the suspect, this guy named Luka Magnotta, whose real name is Eric Newman. He's not really Italian. He's a model. He described himself as a model, escort, stripper, dancer, porn star. Well, I don't know. I don't care. This guy has a very, very extensive digital history. If you punch in his name, there's a million pictures, videos. He has his own blog where he wrote very deranged posts about his obsession with necrophilia and cannibalism, which he posted months ago. And it just so happens that is also what he did to this body, the disgusting atrocities that he committed to this body. So, and this guy also apparently dated Karla Homolka. For those of you who don't know, she was probably Canada's most notorious serial killer. Her and her ex-husband in the 90s committed some very disgusting murders and rapes on young schoolgirls. So then, apparently, this Luka guy and Karla at one point dated when she got out of jail back in 2007, I believe. Anyway, that's a brief background. Right now, Interpol's looking for this guy. They believe he's in France. Today, Interpol released some airport surveillance of him going through customs, and you can clearly see it's his face. He has a very distinct face, which allows me to rest a little bit easier because the last few days I have not been able to sleep, knowing that this guy's out there. What I'm going to ask you, though, today is a pretty point-blank question, and I've asked a lot of my family members this, and they seem to conflict on their opinions of it. But this guy, and it's a parallel to that Miami attack, because the perpetrator in the Miami cannibalism attack, from all accounts that I've heard, he appeared to be, a sort of a softer, gentler man. He read his Bible frequently, and obviously, I've never met the man, so I don't know if those stories are true, but from what people are saying, they didn't think he was capable of this. The flip side of this Luka fellow is, for years and years and years, he has posted deranged, sick things. 6 months ago, he sent an email to The Sun, really well-known sort of tabloid newspaper in England, basically saying, in my next video that I make, it will not be animal victims, it will be human victims. And that's a reference to a video that he had made that no one ever confirmed. He never confirmed it, but I mean, that's pretty telling confession. Was him suffocating little kitties and feeding little kitties to a snake. So basically, he told this newspaper, I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna make a film of me killing someone, and it will be a person, it will not be an animal. He also wrote back in March, like I said, a very detailed account of how he sexually attracted to dead bodies and he wants to eat people. So again, that's kind of a foreshadowing thing. He obviously craved attention immensely, and he had some issues. He also wrote an article, I believe it was a few years ago. It was like 4 or 6 steps on how to disappear completely. Like how to, leave your old life and start a new one. Looking back in retrospect, there was definitely a lot of signs that this guy was going to commit this crime. So I guess my question to you, and I want people from all walks of life to answer it, whether you're from Canada, America, internationally, what could we have done to stop this? Because it's not like we could have arrested this guy for a murder he hadn't yet committed, but it just seems absolutely ridiculous that he basically could, like, throw it in people's faces, like, I'm gonna do this, like, and you just have to sit back and watch. It seems wrong, and it seems so, like, I don't know if the word would be old school, but, like, how are people allowed to say things like that and have it not, not have them not have consequences? So what I'm asking you today, from me to you, is if people say things like this, make threats like this, whether or not they're empty threats, what can we do about it to help prevent disgusting attacks like this in the future? Because another thing as well was apparently this Luka fellow constantly posted on Craigslist, and there was one gentleman who had posted like a reply ad on Craigslist being like, watch out for this guy, he's a sicko, he's a stalker. Pardon me, he's a stalker, like he threatens me, he sends me disgusting photos, like of old men doing disgusting things, and from what I understood, it wasn't of a sexual nature. I mean, people were constantly making the public aware that this guy was a freak, and it kind of just seemed like it was brushed under the rug, which is wrong, and I don't ever want to hear something like this happen again, because you have to think, yeah, of course, Luka's getting all this publicity, which I'm sure wherever he is in France, wherever is loving it, but think about that poor man who was his victim, and who knows how many other victims he has. This is not okay. This needs to stop, and I think in the year 2012, it should not be allowed anymore. So just weigh in and let me know what you think. Have a very, very happy Monday tomorrow. See y'all, YouTubers.